Everyone, it's Christian Fuchs here. I would like to say a big thank you to our fans and keep having our back for the upcoming Premier League season as well as the Europa League. Keep watching Leicester Fan TV. They have the latest news and they keep you up to date on leicesterfantv.com. So stay tuned and thanks for your support.
Morning all. Sorry for being a little bit late, a few little technical issues, but not a problem. I've got Kris from the Gallowgate Shots fan group. He'll be coming on in a minute, so I think we better get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, the FOXES ARMS, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.
Morning all. How the devil are you? Sorry for being late. Like I say, a few technical issues. We're going to talk to Kris from Gallowgate Shots about the Newcastle Leicester game today. So I think we better bring him on straight away. Morning, Kris. How are you?
Morning, mate. I'm not bad. Yourself?
I'm good. It's a bit cold at the minute, but we'll get used to it. It must be cold up in your neck of the woods, isn't it?
It was snowing this morning. It's not lying, but it was snowing.
It's not here. Well, I live in Alcudia. I've been here the last 16 years, so it's wet here.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. Right, enough of the old chit chat. Today's game. You played this team against Liverpool the other day when you got a decent draw out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The changes will be, and have you got any injuries from that game? Because we've got you've got fixtures close together. We had ours close last weekend.
So injury-wise, there's nothing off the top of my head that I've heard Steve Bruce say injury-wise, but Isaac Hayden won't be playing. He picked up a booking in that Liverpool game, so he misses today's game. So I'm not sure who's going to slot in there. If it might be the two brothers. You might get Matty and Sean Longstaff side by side. Hasn't happened very often, but you may see those two together. Shelvey, I'm not sure if Shelvey's fit enough, to be honest with you. But it's a chance where Shelvey could come into the team as well.
Because you've had a few problems with the old COVID just recently, haven't you? Is there still people being affected with that?
Yeah, so Jamal Lascelles has only just gone back into training, light training. He's not with the rest of the squad yet. And Alan St. Maximum, our star signing, is in France. We've let him go to France to recover from the aftermath of COVID. So he's really struggling, apparently. So he's in France with his family, and he's still a number of weeks away. This is what Steve Bruce is telling us, which seems a little bit suspicious.
Surely, if you go to France, though, when you come back, you've got to have 2 more weeks isolation, haven't you?
I think that's the case for the likes of me and you. But I think
because we're not.
Yeah, because we're civilians. I think that's the case for me and you. But I'm not sure what it's like, because wasn't it true when Cavani signed for Man United and thought he was going to have to self-isolate for X amount of weeks? And I don't think that actually was the case. But yeah, Steve Bruce is questioned about it every single press conference he does. But all that we get from him is that St. Maximum is weeks away. So take that as Steve Bruce tells you.
I mean, we've had loads of problems like Liverpool, but we haven't moaned about our injury crisis. We've just got on with it. And we've actually got nearly a fully fit squad. There's only Ricardo Pereira out today. So hopefully we've got a decent squad to pick from. I think Brendan Rodgers might be watching this. So come on then. What's the Newcastle's strengths and weaknesses?
Strength-wise, the media and the pundits will tell you defensively, but it's not the case. We'll look ropey at the back, especially. Well, apart from the game against Liverpool, that was if any Leicester fans watched that game, that's not Newcastle United. That's not what we normally see. that was probably the first time this season we've saw that sort of dedication and determination from the players. Obviously from the reaction of the absolute beatings that we've had over the last few weeks. And obviously Leeds took the game. We got beat by Brentford in the cup. Man City didn't even get out of first gear, but it was all difference against Liverpool. So I would say pace. We can hit players, teams on the counter attack. You've got Almiron, who didn't start the Liverpool game, if I remember right, but Almiron's quite a pacey player. Same when Saint's available. Obviously, he's not available from this one. We're all quite an attacking-minded team in regards to counter play. We'll probably give Leicester a lot of the ball. You'll see majority possession. You'll be lucky if Newcastle hit over 25-30%. You'll have the ball a lot.
Oh, we like having the ball. Don't do a lot of it, but we like having the ball.
You'll have it a lot, and we'll hope to nick it on the likes of a break or from a set piece or something like that.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying one strength at the minute, it's Caldolo. He had an absolute fantastic game against Liverpool, kept us in that game against Liverpool, and I'm baffled how he hasn't had a chance to play for England.
Was he the keeper you signed from Notts Forest a few years ago?
We signed him and Lascelles at the same time. We signed them from, I'm sure it was Notts Forest. We signed both of them. Then we loaned them back to Forest for a season. Then obviously they came to Newcastle after that.
I was going to ask this question a bit later, but Joanna's asked, how do you feel about Hamza Chowdhury rumour, as it seems fans don't want him because of what happened with him and Matt Ritchie a few years ago in the Cup game?
Yeah, so it was a bad tackle which put Ritchie out for a number of months, if I remember right. But he's getting a lot of comparisons from the Newcastle fans with Mohamed Diame, who was a Newcastle player who's never been replaced. We've never ever replaced that sort of. Would you class him as a attacking midfielder, Chowdhury?
He's a bit of a central defensive midfielder and a tackling. So yeah,
box to box sort of thing.
Yeah, sort of. But he's way behind the list at the minute. He's behind Ndidi, he's behind Mendy, and he's not getting much game time. I mean, the game against Palace was his first start of the season, first Premier League start of the season, I should say.
He scored some absolute rakers as well, didn't he? He scored one against us, if I remember right.
That's Ndidi you're thinking about. He's only scored 2 goals for Leicester. One of them was a stunner against you this time.
It was against us, yeah. We need as much help as we can in that midfield position. So, of course, there may be a little bit of bad blood between Ritchie and him, but you'd think that they're both adults, so that they would get over it pretty quickly for the best thing for the team. But yeah, of course, like I said, we need all the help that we can get, so take them on loans and see what happens.
Yeah, one of the first, Zach asked a question, my American Fox, who dropped me a super chat for it. He says, do the talks about Newcastle's takeover ever get old? Because Burnley happened quite quickly. Yours seem to be, well, Mike Ashley doesn't seem to be wanting to do anything about it.
It's not. It's surprisingly, it's not Mike Ashley this time. It's Premier League. So the Premier League wouldn't pass it because it's a Saudi Arabia and public investment fund, and there was a lot of clubs that didn't want this takeover to happen, and there was meetings between these clubs and the Premier League. I think the Premier League were trying to get as many people involved, and I've never known a takeover have so much public interest, and it'll always be the same if Saudi Arabia tries to take over a club. Of course it will, but it's still in the shadows. It hasn't gone away. Mike Ashley's actually taken the Premier League to court because of the takeover. Because, like you said, Burnley went straight through. Premier League never gave an answer if this takeover was going to go through. They started dragging the heels. Hence why Mike Ashley's taken them to court.
Right. Okay, so it
gets old, really, really old.
It's been going on for a good few. Literally, since
about 10 years.
Since the first day he turned up, he seemed to want to sell it straight away, didn't he?
Well, rumour has it Mike Ashley wanted to have a quick turnaround in the club. He wanted to buy it for 4 pennies and get rid of it the next year. The rumours had it that he had someone interested before he had even bought it. So yeah, Mike Ashley never wanted this club.
John O'Towers says, is this a Premier League trying to protect their elite clubs? So some people still think you're one of the elite clubs. Do you believe that?
We're not an elite club, nowhere near it. There's always that debate whether or not Newcastle's a big club, and I get sick of hearing it from the pundits saying Newcastle's not a big club. We are a big club, same as Leicester. We're both big clubs, but the difference between Newcastle, we're not a successful club. That doesn't mean that you're not a big club. It's, of course, we've got everything there. We've got the structure there to be. Well, a lot of people call Newcastle the sleeping giants. of the Premier League, because all that it takes is someone for a bit of money to come into this club and paid a little bit of attention, which it hasn't had for the last 10, 11 years. And of course, we could start like climbing that league. And I'm not saying we're going to be Man City, Chelsea, anyone like that. But of course, with a little bit of investment, everything's there just waiting for Newcastle to start being what it once was.
Jono's just said that was me getting asked about face. He said, I mean, Newcastle is siding when he might upset Man U. Yeah, I think that's what he was on about, upsetting the other elite clubs, not.
Yeah, that was the rumour. The rumour going round was Liverpool and Spurs, I think it was, got in contact with the Premier League and said that they didn't want Newcastle to get taken over by the Saudis. And that basically is because Newcastle would have been not the richest club in the Premier League, would have been the richest club in the world. And a lot of the big boys wouldn't have liked that. Let's put it that way.
Neil's asked a question. I forgot about this guy, Andy Carroll. Is he still with you? I thought he was fit.
Unfortunately, he came back. He is there. He will make an appearance. You'll probably see him later on this afternoon. He'll come on and have a little part to play, but he's nowhere near the player he once was. Not even close. I dread when Carroll comes on the field, because all your game plan goes out the window, because it's just hit it up the pitch and see if Andy Carroll can somehow manage to control the ball and put it in the back of the net. And I like to see my team play the ball on the ground. And as soon as Andy Carroll comes on the field, doesn't happen.
Rob Sturgis just says, I'm not going to miss climbing up all them stairs at the way end at St James's Park. You need binoculars to see where the away fans are, don't you? It's a bit high up, isn't it?
You've got to remember the home fans out there as well. It's not just the away fans, yeah. So you've got the away fans above the lasers, which is obviously the highest you can go, but the rest of the ground is on the same level for the home fans. So even the home fans have got to climb a lot of those stairs on a weekly basis. But Newcastle were the only Premier League team that didn't have to move fans behind goal. Because if you remember a few years back, the Premier League introduced it where every away support and section had to be pitch side, whether it was behind the goal or on the side. Newcastle got exempt from that because of safety measures. So everyone's still in the clouds.
I never knew that one. Never knew that about the crowd. I know I've always noticed they're pretty damn close to the on most games. Yeah. Steve Shepherd has asked, I got asked this yesterday on your show with Matthew, which I thoroughly enjoyed yesterday. How do you rate Perez? Did you rate Perez, and what do you think of him now?
Probably the same as what you are. I watched the one which you did with Matty yesterday, and he's hot and cold, isn't he? He is Marmite, and you get that with a lot of players, but Perez split the fan base right down the middle. He never started the season well, far from it. But after Christmas is when he started playing, and he saved our asses so many times in the Premier League. He was great alongside Rondon. Absolutely fantastic, because it was a sort of big man, little man sort of thing. He is a decent player, of course he is. He broke onto the scene. We bought him from Tenerife, and he was supposed to go straight into our academy, into our youth team. But somehow he found himself in the senior team. Then, for what we paid for him, Perez was great for us. Absolutely fantastic. We paid pennies for him. But I've noticed on social media, I'm not sure what you think about this, but he's been giving Newcastle a lot of attention over the last few months. A lot of his tweets are Newcastle based, and I'm thinking, is he trying for a little bit of a push move back here?
Well, he's not actually playing a lot here. He's not getting a lot of minutes at all. He's in, he's out. Like Neil just says, Perez, he only has one good game in 5, and it's not good enough for the Premier League. For us at the minute, I don't know about for you how well he played, whether he was consistent. He's just not consistent enough for us at the minute.
He wasn't consistent. Far from it, like I said. Back end of the season, great. Start of the season, not even close. Not even close. But we absolutely robbed that of £30 million for Perez. Was crazy. Even we were shocked. And when a 30 million, I think it was in a buyout clause, which made him leave. I'm sure it was buyout.
I don't know. I honestly don't know about that one. We were quite surprised, because all of a sudden one day we had nothing. The next day, all the local reporters, we're signing Perez. There's rumours Perez, and it was happened within a day. It happened. No one knew. It came such as a shock.
He's a clever player. He's 100% a clever player. He always finds manages to be in the right place at the right time. He scored a goal against Houston, I think.
The lob.
Yeah, well, against Schmeichel.
Yes.
He was great that game, and he's definitely a confidence player. A lot of players are, but Perez, he needs a run of games. There's no point, like I said, somebody's just said 1 in 5 games, but he needs those 5 games just to get his feet on the ground and start performing. And like you said, yous at this moment in time, yous don't have that luxury because yous want to get as high up that table as possible, and you can't carry players like Perez.
Yeah. Sean's. I've lost the comment now. Sean put it a few minutes ago. He always asks his question. He likes to know your people's favourite player. So who's your all-time Newcastle favourite player?
Laurent Robert.
Robert. Is that
so? French midfielder,
yes.
left winger.
Yes.
He had a foot on him that could send that ball like a rocket. He's unbelievable. He's probably the reason I fell in love.
Something Robert, everyone knows his name. I can't think of it.
I think there's been God knows how many players that was saying that about, to be honest with you. A lot of do you know the movie Goal, which is based on? So a lot of the footage is from Robert, which has obviously just been photoshopped to Santiago. But Robert, he's the reason I fell in love with this club. But I'm obviously born and bred up here. But Robert was the player for me as I was obviously getting more involved with going to games and stuff like that. And he's just fantastic to follow on Instagram as well. Life of luxury. He's living back over in France. He's just drinking champagne, smoking cigars, having barbecues every single day. He's fantastic.
Well, we've actually nicked one of your fans. Well, not nicked one of your fans. Joanna Ashley. I didn't know this. Her dad was from Newcastle, and he used to buy her the Newcastle shirts with shoe on the back. But she's come back to Leicester now. She's come back to the other side of the tracks. We've managed to keep her.
We can't be having that, man. It can't be, you can't just change halfway through, man. Get back.
No, I think she's been following us for a few years now, a good few years. So.
Since you won the league.
Oh no, Joanna's been with us a long time. Last couple of questions. Your memories of a Leicester Newcastle games, whether it's home or away. Have you ever been to the King Power or Filbert Street?
I've never actually been to the King Power. No. I've done a lot of away games in my time, but I've never ever been to the King Power. I'm not even sure why. It's probably because I was expected to lose, so I just never turned up. Games that spring to mind. Obviously. You've got that one which you just mentioned, the Perez lob. That's probably the most recent one, because we played really well that game. I'm not sure what was the final score. 3-1,
3-2.
It was a good game. It was a good game. I'm sure. Was it not Perez that scored that lob like in the dying? Wasn't long left before then.
Hold on a minute, Chris. You just corrected me. No, James. I've always been. It was my dad was a Geordie. So we haven't nicked her. It was her dad that was a Geordie. She's just been brought up at that. Well, we cleared that one up then.
Well, forgiven for now.
Oh, the other game that remembers me, LCFC Grey. I talked to Matty about this yesterday when we lost 7-1 at your place. I think you won the league.
Hat-tricks in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, Kelly and Cole.
Cool.
I think because the year before, you beat us at Filbert Street 2-1, last game of the season to stay up. And then you actually romped it with Kevin Keegan, didn't you? The following season.
Before my time, if I'm being honest with you.
A little bit before your time.
A little bit more. Well, Andy Cole's banging hat-tricks in. That's early 90s, is it?
It's only about 25 years ago, pal.
I'm only 30, man. Well, I'm 33, but...
Oh, all right, I'll let you off. You must have seen the videotapes and YouTube.
Yeah, of course.
The last one, Chris. Everyone hates this question that I ask, the scoreline. What do you think today's score is going to be? If you've watched the show yesterday, Matthew was really positive with a 2-1 loss.
Well, I'm going to be a little bit more positive with a 1-1 draw. That's as positive I'm getting. I hate to predict. Can't get words out. I hate to predict my team getting obviously losing a game. I can't see it. Like I said at the start of this, we played fantastic against Liverpool. That probably won't happen this afternoon, and I think we'd be lucky to get a 1-1 draw. I'd take a 1-1 draw straight away. But Leicester, I was looking at form there. And have you lost a game away from home? Yeah,
we lost to Liverpool 3-0.
Which is understandable because I haven't lost a game in Adam.
We drew with Palace last week, which we should have won quite easily, but we've won every other game.
Yeah, if you've got your shooting boots on, you'll score goals. We've seen this over the last few weeks where we will give every single team that we play a chance. You'll always get a number of chances at goal. It's whether or not your players can put it in the back of the net. And 100%, if the likes of Vardy turns up and the rest of your strikers, you'll score 100%. But you've got to dominate that midfield position, and you shouldn't really have much trouble doing that. So the chances will come there, but I'll say a 1-1 draw. And
Now, this is quite
it.
confusing because I'm not sure whether this is the real Steve Bruce or somebody with a fake account. I'm not sure the real Steve Bruce will be watching Leicester Fan TV this time of morning. Do you?
100% not now. He's tucking into his bacon sarnies or something. He's probably still in bed.
He's come on a couple of times, and I thought, surely that's not the real Steve Bruce. Because you never know nowadays, do you? We all have to do something now in lockdown. Right, Kris, where can everyone find you in the old Tinternet? What's the old social media details?
So you can find us on YouTube. If you just search for Gallagher Shots, we'll come up on there. Twitter, once again, Gallagher Shots. Gallagher Shots everything. Just have a search, and we'll show up on all the searches there.
I had a look at some of your content yesterday. It's pretty good. So if there's any Newcastle fans out there watching me, or any Leicester fans, just subscribe and watch it, because it is quite good stuff, actually.
We'll try, mate. We'll try to think outside the box with a lot of stuff that we do.
It's hard work, though, isn't it? It's hard work.
It is, because there's such a fine line when you're doing stuff like we're doing right now, where you can be accused of copying things, because there's only so much content you can put out, and of course sometimes other people will be doing the same thing, but we're try and think outside the box, and we'll do a lot of hard work.
It's hard work, isn't it? Everyone seems to have the same idea, and then if you're the second one that has it, you seem to get accused of copying.
Exactly.
Right, Kris, much appreciated. Good luck, but after today's game, please, not for today. So good luck for the rest of the season.
No problem. You too, mate.
All right then, Kris. Cheers, pal.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Much appreciated. Thank you, matey. Rightio, there was Kris from the Gallowgate Shots. We shall bring in a few Leicester fans now that have been patiently waiting in the back. I shall bring in Mark, our East Anglia correspondent. Morning, Mark. How are you?
Oh, living the dream, mate.
Are you feeling a bit better now?
I am, yeah. I was pretty poorly over the Christmas
here is Ross, our Northern correspondent. Looking resplendent. Where is he? In your garage, Ross?
No, I'm doing washing up.
Are you doing the washing up here? And the other part of the J and R is Jay. How are you, Jay? Oh, he's doing a Perez. He's expecting Perez to score. It might be one of them today.
Yeah, that trick.
It might be one of them. Macca says, my mate Macca says, we need 3 points today, nothing less. It would help if we had 3 points. But
I hope so.
First of all, we shall talk about, Mark, the Palace game last week when we got our second draw in the row. Like buses, we've not had a draw. Then all of a sudden we get two at once. So what do you think to the Palace game last week, Mark?
Yeah, we should have won it. We're just pussyfooting about again, and that's going to cost us if we don't be more consistent and get our strikers smacking them in. Because, like I say, it's going to cost us.
Yeah. LCF Amati had been injured, so that's why he's not. He's just come back from injury, so he should be in the squad today. Do you think, Jack? Do you think Amati will be in the squad at some point today?
If we're winning the game by a big margin, yeah, I can't see him bringing him on if it's 1-0.
Well, it depends on injuries, doesn't it? So, cheers, Gray. Thank you. But yeah, R in as in J and R. I keep looking for Ross, but I can't see it. All of a sudden, you're popping in there with R in J and R. What did you think to the Palace game last week, pal? Do you think we should have steamrolled it, really?
I think we should have done, but obviously this is Leicester. So,
yeah.
You know, it's not surprising. Come on, it's never surprising when you go and beat Tottenham. Well, it's not hard to beat Tottenham anyway, but you go and beat a team like them to join Man U, which I think was a fair result. I think in the end, the Man U game, and then obviously Palace. They knew they were going to bounce back. Was the last home game before a 7-0 loss or something? So of course they're going to bounce back. Southampton did, and they're doing so well last week that now. So. Yeah. Obviously, they're going to bounce back. I think, obviously, the way that we conceded the goal should have done better. Obviously, I'm just so glad it was a point is better than nothing. I remember you saying on the show of a day, I'd rather come away with a point than feel deflated than come away deflated and have nothing. So
that's what I keep saying, Ross. If you can't win, do not lose.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
The point of the Premier League.
We've not drawn in ages, and we've gone and drawn 2-2. So
yeah.
Newcastle today is not going to be easy. I mean, they've got Callum Wilson, obviously, is a big main threat. That's Saint. And now Maximum. Is that how you say it?
He's out injured. I've just been speaking to Kris. He's not there. He's in France. He'll be there for the next couple of weeks.
Yes, in a way, not because he's injured, because he's not playing. Let me just rephrase that. But no, good that in a way, because he was terrifying. So just before I continue, my dad's watching, and it's his birthday today. He's 64 years old.
What's your dad's name?
Phil. So same as my name, but Howard, but Phil.
I gathered that. Blimey, there's some strange people up north, isn't there? All right, Philip Howard, how the devil are you? Happy 64th, did you say? Yeah,
64th birthday. He's with my nan at a minute, so they'll probably watch it game together.
Cheers, Philip. Happy birthday, pal. It's only tea. There's no
it's interesting. On my time up this morning, it's exactly 5 years ago today since we played Newcastle in an FA Cup game.
Yeah.
And we won 1-0. Leonardo Ulloa for a goal. But no, I think I think Perez. I've just got the feeling Perez will score again against his old club. You know, did what Jack did when he came in. You know, predicted to score against Sheffield, so I'm good at predictions.
Mark, what do you think the team will be? Do you think it'll be more like the Man U game than the Palace game?
Oh, definitely. Now we've actually we've got 3 players back, haven't we? Oh, 2 players back. So we've got a lot more options. I think Under will be on the bench. Maddison hopefully is fully fit. Yeah, definitely more like the Man U rather than the Palace.
Yeah. Do you think this man, Mr. Massive, will come back into the team? Old Cadillac's uncle, or do you think he'll still be on the bench?
I think he'll still be on the bench.
I hope he's on the bench.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? He's one of the better players since the fridge went. He's been one of our better players, isn't he?
It's not because I don't like him, because I do. I think he's massive. I just don't want to see him coming back early.
You've been listening to that song too much, Mark. You have.
That's all I've had to do over Christmas, mate.
Well, yeah. Jack, do you think what? Here we go. There you go. I'm giving you the controversial one. Do you think what will happen with him? What will happen with Demarai Gray? He made an appearance against Palace. It weren't the best, was it? But I don't know whether it might have been a bit of nerves or something. I'm not sure.
The free kick summed it up, didn't it? I guess he's past his sell-by date now, so in the shop you won't really want to buy him, would you? You just want to leave him on the shelf and forget about him and just walk past. But nah, Gray needs to go at the end of the day. He ain't good enough. He's not top 6 level where we want to be. I think is Benfica after him. Benfica and Roma, is it? So.
Yeah, and Spurs, Southampton, Napoli.
I just
we'll start putting bids in. We'll start putting bids in for him. Get everyone put a bid in for him and see what we can get it up to. Put him on eBay.
Dickinson's
put him on eBay.
Deal,
that brilliant, wasn't it?
No, he needs to go, definitely.
Isn't his contract up at the end of the summer?
End of summer, yeah.
So he needs to go this January.
I've just lost a comment here. Somebody made a good point. Oh, here it is. Jono. Gray off to Roma. Straight swap for Under. That'd be decent, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'd take that one in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And I think I agree with this one. Kelch, I know he's not the best player. I know he doesn't put the ball in the back of the net, but he's a different kind of player to Vardy. He's not quite Akinbaye, Jack. He scored. He knows where the back of the net is. He's better than Akinbaye.
The difference is, at least things with Akinbaye, everyone slates him, but at least he tried to score.
Yeah,
he didn't score, but at least he tried. Unlike
open goals.
Mark, you and me must have been at the ground when Akinbaye played. We're a bit older than these two down here.
I know. I've seen him play.
When you're in your nappies, though, Ross. It's a good few years ago.
8 years old. There was a famous game we lost to Liverpool 4-1. I think he had about 10 chances in that game.
And he missed.
And the goal scorer was somebody we don't like. Dennis
Wise, yes. Oh, you do remember. But Mark, all right then, we'll put it this way. Mark's had more experience of watching
fair enough. I'll let you off.
Would you rate Mark, would you rate Nacho as where would you rate Nacho in the strikers? He's not one of the worst strikers we've ever had, is he?
No, not even close.
He'd be better. He's better than Akinbaye, and he's probably a bit better than Roger Davis. You remember Roger Davis, don't you?
Yeah, and I would agree with you there completely, Jamie.
Roger Davis.
Oh, somebody agreed with me. Not often.
I'd still sell him.
Yeah.
What's his release clause?
I understand. Well, these release clause was Man City were going to buy him back for. I don't know what it was actually. I think Man U had a
50 million.
Yes,
£50 million. I think every Leicester fan expected a lot from him, didn't they? Him coming from Manchester City and all that.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out for him, has it? The way he expected. We haven't really got the players Man City's got, have we, to
Oh,
pass them
Gary
goals
Taylor
into.
Fletcher. No, that comment. I disagree with that one completely.
You
Gary
can say
Taylor-
better.
I disagree with that one.
Mark, Gary Taylor Fletcher gave me hope of making a comeback
Gary
again.
Taylor
If he could
Fletcher.
play.
He was like a darts player with his beer belly.
I tell you what, he scored goals. He scored goals, Gary
He
Taylor.
did,
Same with
yeah,
Kevin
he
Phillips.
Yeah, the one against Brighton, where 4-1 were it. I remember that game.
Or Huddersfield as well. I was there away. It was mint. Great goal.
Yes. Right. Before we go, I'm just going to do a few bits on transfers. Mark, we will start with you, Mark, because the transfer season's here. Hamza, do you think he's going to be staying, or do you think, because there's talk of him going out to Newcastle on loan or on a permanent? What do you think? Is Hamza? I don't know how to put it. I don't know. Is he just a squad player now, or is he part of the actual first 11?
He's a liability.
Yeah, his tackles. Yeah, and I understand that his tackling can be a bit.
But I'd keep him because I think Brendan can work with him and make him a far better player and get his hair cut.
I think loan him. I think because offering to Newcastle. Is it offering to Newcastle? I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to go down well. I mean, they don't like him up there.
No, that's what I was just speaking. But he was saying as well that some of the fans have like short memories, so he'd be welcome back. There'd be a bit, but if he starts playing well, it'd be forgotten all about him.
That's true.
So we'll have to wait and see on that. I know we've spoke about Gray. Where's the other geezer on it? Here he is. Here's the other geezer. Jack.
Slim.
Here we go.
What we're going to do with this guy, Jack?
Do you know what? Yeah, no one's been able to sell him after. No manager's been able to sell Slim. But Brendan Rodgers doesn't play that way, does he? He's not what Brendan Rodgers wants.
I'd love to have him on. I'd love to have him playing. The big man, small man up top. Crosses coming in. Be like old school, Mark, like you and me are. Old school football. Big man, small man up top. It'd be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? But
I'd swap him from Memphis to Pie at Leon any day of the week.
Oh, Memphis is awesome. He's a good player. Ever since he's back Man U, he's been a really good player.
He's out of contract at the end of the season, so I'd consider swapping him for Slimani with better money on top. So,
thing is, though, Memphis last time in Premier League, it didn't go down so well. But saying that, though, players have come back from gone out, left the Premier League, come back and been a better player. De Bruyne,
Man United, the Man United effect.
Yeah. I don't know who made this comment because it's Facebook years. You need to click on the Streamlard link. As soon as Hamza was booked against Palace, he was dragged off. I think that's about right, isn't it? That's the problem. Is it can be.
That's what I said in on your show before the game, Jamie. That if he gets booked, he's going to go off.
Semi-finalist, Kris.
Kris, I'm not reading that comment. It's just going to be Kris. It's just going to be Kris.
That's fine.
You're a bit late this morning, Kris. I've been started half hour, and you're finally coming near the end of the show.
I'm doing me cleaning.
You're doing your cleaning, trying to get some brownie points so you can watch football later.
If only.
If only. So, just before we go, I know you've come on late, and I've asked these already about the team news today. What do you think the team news will be today in about, what time is it? In about 3 hours' time.
Non-moving.
From which game?
Same team as last game.
You mean what? The same team as the Palace game? You mean the Man U game?
No, I mean the Man U game. Sorry.
Yeah.
How much wine you been drinking?
You got me worried then, Kris. I thought you'd still drunk from New Year's Eve.
Definitely not.
And what do you think the score? This is the last question for everyone. So get your thinking heads on. Kris, score line, and if you come on later after the team's been out, you can't change it. So you've got to keep it the same, pal.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm going to go 2-0 to us.
2-0 to Leicester.
Yeah.
Ooh. Right, confidence there. Confidence. Yeah. Go on then, Jay from JR. Your scoreline.
3-0 to Leicester.
Ooh, blimey! It's confidence.
Same as last year.
Same as last year. Yes. And Mark, what do you think the scoreline's going to be?
Same as Jack. 3-0 to Leicester.
Ooh, blimey! I'm looking a bit. Oh God, mine's not going to sound very good, is it?
I'll go one up. I'll go one up from yous. Hang on.
4.
4.
You're going 4-0.
Do you know what?
Blimey.
Why not?
Ross.
Did anyone predict we beat Man City 5-2? Did anyone predict we beat Arsenal for the first time in 47, 48 years? Anyone predict we beat... Well, we can beat Tottenham anyway. But
Anybody can.
anybody can beat Tottenham. But you know what, though? People forget that Slimani went out on loan to Newcastle. It'd be nice for him to come on as a sub and grab a goal.
Then he won it an 8-game thing for Slimani. Where
Then he got suspended. So he got sent off.
He got injured as well.
He got injured as well.
Terry's agreeing with you, Jack. Not many people agree with you. He's gone for a 3-0. Oh, wrong one. He's gone for a 3-0.
Yeah.
Jamie Hollis has gone for 4-1. Chris Gutteridge has gone for 2-1 Newcastle. Ooh, that's not quite as bad as mine. I thought I was going to be unpopular this morning. 2-0 Leicester.
We've always won it. The only time we've not won it St James's in 2014.
The only thing I would love to see today, because I love seeing teams score against their old teams. So I'd love to see Perez score today.
Has anyone actually been to St James's before?
Yeah.
I've been.
I've been
a lot of times.
I worked in Berwick about 6 years ago. It's like half an hour away. And and the game got delayed by an hour because the TV was hanging off the thing. So we were all outside the ground because they were going to call the game off, and then so they played it an hour later.
Blimey. Oh, just to let you all know, we've got a special guest on before the start of the game today. It's Keith Gillespie. So today he's going to be playing Keith Gillespie derby today because he's played for both Gillespie.
Oh, lucky. You always used to have that thing in the middle. It makes a sweat patch. Is that?
That's his heart, Ross. That's his heart.
Right. So if you ever watched Keith Gillespie play, he always had this really patch on his shirt, really.
They put the little Vicks on there, didn't I? Put the Vicks there to make him breathe.
That's probably what it was. I always wondered what that was when I was younger.
It wasn't just a sweat patch there, Ross.
All right.
It was proper,
no, I wasn't a kid.
A lot of the players did it.
They still do it.
They still do it. Right then, lads. So, Mark, are you coming on later? Do you think you'll be able to make it later?
Mate, send me a link and I'll be on with you.
Have we got any locks bets, by the way?
I don't know. No, we don't do that until Locks has to be on the show to do that sort of. That's in a bit
it's better when he's not on the show.
Club. That should be the Boldy Locks challenge. Perez to score against his former club.
We've got to wait for the sheets to come out first, haven't we? That's the thing. Right, Mark. Cheers for joining me all the way from East Anglia.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for joining us. See you later. Who's going next? Ross. No, yeah, Ross. The Northern correspondent.
See you later, lads.
We'll see you later, pal. And Chris, where's Peterborough, East Midlands, or is it where? I can't remember where Peterborough is.
Yeah, we're sort of east of it. We're officially east of England, as they say.
Cambridge.
Yeah.
All right then. We'll say Chris, our East England correspondent. We shall see you later. We'll be on later, pal.
Oh yes.
Rightio. Well, see you later, matey. And Jack, how the devil are you, pal? Are you good?
Yeah, good. You.
Rightio.
Did you enjoy your photo or your video, whatever it was?
Oh yeah, you're prat. You're prat. I needed that after the few days I'd had with the bathroom here being dug out and everything else.
It's funny.
It wasn't just you, Gunnar Kirk, that chatted, but you did help me out back in the day. Lee, I'm sorry, I'm just about to go. You're a bit late. What time are we back on, Mark? We start at. Do you know the start time, Jack?
1:45.
1:45. Jack's learning. Jack's trying to get in the crew. He's trying to pick up everything he can learn.
Yeah,
he's done a few. Jack's good, is he? Jack talks well, doesn't he? Everyone put thumbs up for Jack in the chat. Look, there's a thumbs up for Jack.
I don't talk crap like Ross.
The J&R. On that note, that was ages ago, Gunnar. Where have you been? You've been ages. We're near 6,000 now, pal. We're pushing for 6,000. See, even Jono likes you. Look, he's put 3 thumbs up for you, pal.
Definitely.
Look, right, Jack, I'm going to see you later on. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
Cheers for joining, pal. And come on, you Foxes. That's what we need.
Come on, boys. Let's get the result.
That's what we want, pal. That's what we want. Right. That's me done. Sorry for a bit of a late start. It was just down to the internet playing up and everything StreamYard and stuff like that. So cheers for all watching. So it's there's still people coming in with thumbs up for Ross, for Jack. There we go. Oh, but Ross is giving you a thumbs down though, Jack, if you're still listening. That's not fair, is it? Your partner in crime. Right. So I'll see you at 1:45 with Phil for the pre-show and Keith Gillespie joining us to talk about the Keith Gillespie derby. And it's ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. top of the morning to you. And see you later in a few hours. Bye-bye now.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feedme, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, the FOXES ARMS, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.